1993. But it's not been funded by the government, and it does not belong to the Royal Air Force. Here she comes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome for 2013, Vulcan. One of the distinctive things you'll hear today is the Vulcan howl, and when the throttles go forward on those four amazing Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus 202 shaft turbojets with 17,000 pounds of thrust each, you will experience the great sound of a howl. Wingspan of 111 feet, that's bigger than an Airbus A318 airliner. It's 105 feet long, a little bit smaller than Airbus A318. Got a top speed of Mach 0.7. Extraordinary stuff, and can climb to 65,000 feet. As mentioned in command today, Captain Bill Perrins, alongside him Martin Withers, helping support in the back, Barry Mayfield. Yes, the shape you see today that was to become the Vulcan was first drawn on a scruffy piece of paper in 1946 by the man who had designed the fantastic Lancaster bomber. Yes, the one and only Roy Chadwick, who sadly died in 1947 in an aircraft crash itself. Never saw this brilliant aircraft fly, nor do you see it become the first successful operational delta-winged aircraft in the world. But when the prototype Vulcan, the Avro 698 tailless Delta, first flew in 1952, 11 years after the Lancaster, but seemingly almost in a different century, it created quite a stir, because this, I can assure you, is as manoeuvrable as a fighter aircraft. It was rolled by its test pilots even at the Farnborough Air Show, and eventually 136 were built, including all the prototypes, all under the design of the great Stuart Davis, having taken over from Roy Chadwick's initiative and imagination. With its contemporary bombers, the Valiant and the Victor, it had been designed to carry the British nuclear deterrent during the Cold War. When submarine-launched nuclear missiles came along in the mid-60s, Vulcans lost some of their awesome responsibility of providing the QRA. So, holding her close to the ground in a very graceful series of turns there. Worthy of noting, Martin Withers, DFC, the Chief Pilot and Operations Manager. Now bringing on now, famous howl. Martin joined the RAF in 1968, trained at various stations. First tour on the Vulcan as a co-pilot at Waddington on 44 Squadron. Became a QFI on the Jet Provost and went through Linton on News. Eventually, the call of moving back to the Vulcan fleet took place, and he was later selected as captain of one of the crews to take part in the famous Operation Corporate, now known as the Falkland Islands conflict, which we celebrated greatly last year, the 30th anniversary. Yes, here he is now in a similar profile to those famous bombing runs. Topside view, marvellous wing wave. Give them away, boys and girls, the most marvellous mighty Vulcan. Yes, you can see, after being on standby for the famous Black Buck raids, was called up to replace the then leader, taking the aircraft on an enormous trip, 18,000 miles. Eventually putting a bomb through the centerline of the runway at Port Stanley, denying the airfield use by the Argentinians. Well, that is just terrific. It's not all over till it's over. Crew there having taken up a new part in the display. That's what a wonderful climbing turn. Impressive silhouette against this deep blue Somerset sky we have here today. Bill Prarence, I mentioned the skipper today. He joined the RAF in 1975, had 3 years on Vulcan, including 4 Black Buck raids, although he never actually made it to the Falklands himself. Spent some time instructing on JPs at Linton and on the Tornado F3 at Coningsby. Got himself a Booker Youngman and joined Virgin Atlantic. He's now on the 747-400 as a training captain. Also flies the, when he can, when it's working, the Rolls-Royce Mark 19. And flying with ultimate high aircraft at Kenneball. So there she goes, another mighty owl there, tremendous stuff. Celebrating its 53rd birthday just a couple of months ago, and still in fine order. Well, thank you so much. Yes, undoubtedly still the most popular aircraft on the flying display circuit in UK. That is deep joy, I know, to all of the team that are working in the Vulcans of the Sky Trust. And if you've enjoyed it today and you want to see it again and in the future, then you can donate now from your mobile. Just text the letters and the figures VULC, VULC 133 to number 70070. It'll cost you just £3. That's a mere snip, less than a cost of a 99er. To 70070 VULC 133, and you can help keep this aircraft going. Go along to their marquee. We've got members of the Vulcan of the Sky Trust with us now. They'll be going back to their marquee. You can learn all about it you can join up as a member and learn more about projects known as Operation 2015. There's a lot of interesting technical stuff in there about how the work with Cranfield has helped them improve life to the leading edges, and of course they're looking at also developing longer life to the engines as well. I'm not sure if we're going to be treated. Yes, we are. Here we go, coming in for the right hand side now. Most perfect approach on a perfect day. Wheels down, about to hit the tarmac. And that, as they say, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. Now a good chance to wave to the crew. Fantastic stuff. Yes, we'll pass on their applause, we'll put it on the radio and they can hear you. Fabulous. So there you are. If you want their help, keep this marvellous machine in the sky. Get along to the marquee, help them, text the number 70070, just Vulcan 133 for that number. That'll help keep it going. Coming down now on the left hand side, passing up with you, get a real close-up view, meet the rest of the team later on. Together with Cranfield Aerospace, a chance to keep this aircraft going until 2015. What an amazing number. Spooky sight. Look at that, it looks as though it's going right into the crowd and mingling amongst you there. Absolutely perfect position. That is a photograph of Vulcan. Okay, right in the middle of the crowd. Terrific stuff. Well, gosh, we're barely halfway through the day yet, and still so much more to come now. You can still see the C6 yeah, following that with all that, see hopefully typing coming back from the and the Royal Air Force with here's they have in action. Just action is, here she is. So that's Flight Defender Jamie Norris just in the typing back in and it's waiting to do its service form. Taking that 70 and putting it back over fuel and obviously we'll see that a little later on. Currently scheduled for 3:30. Plenty of time there to go and stretch the legs. See yourselves, top up those water bottles, get some more sun cream, make sure the hats are on the children, all the usual.